Hi, friends. This is Caitlin. There we go. This is Caitlin. Thank you so much for coming to hang out with me and Pink and Maine. Tonight we are playing with all the different seashells. So I thought my plan was to use the Stamp and Die of the Month. My package got delayed, not anything related to Pink and Maine, um, completely related to the Delaware Postal System. And so it's not coming till Saturday. So I had to pivot, and we're pivoting to seashells because nothing says summer for me quite like seashells. I thought about doing some more 4th of July, but since it's tomorrow, I didn't know if that would be really inspiring for anybody because I feel like if you were going to make something, you probably already made it. So I grabbed some of my favorite seashell products from Pink and Maine. Some of these are old, some of them are brand new. So on the new list, we have our Petite Shells Foilables, and I have the lilac, I thought would be pretty, the lilac Cheerfoil, and then some of the bronze would be really pretty for that. Okay. I also grabbed the 6x6 Seashells Emboss and Cut. So this is going to emboss the pattern that you see here in pink and die cut in one pass through our die cutting machine. And then this is my favorite seashell stamp set of all time. This is called Floral Shells, and they're beautiful, right? They're just so stinking beautiful. I love the colors. So I think we're gonna do, one bronze and one lilac. Then we'll make a couple die cut for one and color in a floral shell for the other. That's what I'm thinking. Also, someone had asked the other night about chows, and today at Michael's, they had a basket of chow Copics on clearance for $2. So they didn't have a lot of colors, but they had a lot of colors within the same families. So I got some to test out because they were $2. I had to. So I got those. I got a couple of the very pale blues. I got some reds. And the most important thing is I got two colorless blenders because I'm always running out of my colorless blender. From what I can see, they're very similar. The barrel is round instead of oval, right? A Copic sketch is oval shape. These are round. I don't love that they don't have the numbers on the end, but that's okay. That's not a super deal breaker. My favorite thing about them is the same thing that's my favorite about the Olos. And if you've ever had a Copic sketch marker go dry on you for seemingly no reason, it's this. You ready? I can show it. Well, you'll hear it better. Can you hear that? One more time. Can you hear that? Clicking and knowing that it is shut, that the lid is tight, is the number one thing that I can ask for at this point from an alcohol marker. So I'm excited to test them out. We'll play with some of the E's tonight. I think it'll be fun. Let's see. I saw a couple people in the comments already. I saw Gail was here super early. Melissa was checking in. Sherry, Miss Karen is here. Jackie Ann, happy 4th. Yeah, Melissa, I have a feeling a lot of people are going to be like traveling tonight, or like just having plans. It also just occurred to me a while ago that I'm not sure we have food for like during the day tomorrow. So we'll probably have to figure that out too. I see Lori checking in. Frida's here. Let's see. Raquel's here. All right. So yeah, I think this will be fun. I think we should start with our foiling, since that's the thing that I like the one like very clear plan that I have in my head. Um, so let's get our Minc warmed up. We set her up to 3. And for both of my cards, I want my shells to be white and my background to be the foil color. So we're going to do these ones that have the black background. We're going to grab a transfer sheet. I'm not going to lie, I got like a heat migraine last night, trying to mulch and put sand in the coop, and I didn't do anything with those little animals. Um, but I'll work on it. I'm not forgetting. I literally could barely function last night. My poor husband had to like rub my head for like an hour because I couldn't fall asleep either, which is like the most frustrating part. If you have a migraine and you can't even like fall asleep to get relief. Okay, let's grab our lilac foil out of here. I'm so excited. I'm off. Our office is closed tomorrow for the holiday, which I know we're lucky to have a lot of lilac. That took way more than I thought it was going to. All right, hold on. Oh, I mean, the teal, the blue is so pretty too, though. Like, how many can I do? Oh, and the champagne. Should I do that one, this peachy, instead of the bronze? No, let me stick with the vision. But yeah, sorry, we are closed tomorrow, and then today, after we have a big numbers meeting every Thursday where we all have to report on the numbers of the stuff we're responsible for, and it can be kind of stressful. And then as soon as that was done, they were like, okay, well, good job, everybody. You can go home now. So that was really nice. I feel like I've had like a whole extra day to my day. Found out my girls for gymnastics, so we had to go get some leotards and some shorts today. Make sure my foil pieces here are going to be long enough. Hey, Jerry and Polly. Welcome, welcome. Kelly said she got her mystery box today and it was awesome. I saw a couple people in the Facebook community sharing theirs. It looked pretty good. It looked like there was so much in there. And I don't know if they're all the same or not, but I saw a Halloween stamp in there and that, obviously made my heart really happy. Yeah, lots and lots of stuff. And that's why I wanted to point out too that my like shipping delay on my stamp of the month, it literally has nothing to do with Pink and Main because Michelle is so on top of it with getting packages out the door. This is bronze. This is one of the few foils that I have bought an entire roll of because you guys see how many swatch samples I have from being on the design team. But the bronze is my all-time favorite, so I had to buy it for myself. Let's get our little dusty brush. Yeah, Halloween stuff. Yep, Karen said it's filled with so much stuff. Love that. All right, let's dust off our seashells. One of my coworkers lives in the town near us that has the biggest, like one of the best fireworks displays, and you can see them from her backyard. And so I was telling her how last year my family and I ended up in like a field down the street from her house watching the fireworks. And she was like, oh, well, you can just come to my house and sit on our porch and watch them. And they have a pool. And she was like, the kids can just come here. So that's what we're gonna do tomorrow. But we're not going over till late because I basically feel like I invited myself over, even though she's technically she did, but I don't want to push it. So we're not going there all night. just for a little bit. Um, oh yeah, Frida said she's got to get some foilables and red and green toner foil. So she can start making Christmas cards. That's how I feel about Halloween cards. Um, yeah, Hobby Lobby is already getting Christmas. They have all of their fall stuff. Well, not all of it, but a good chunk of fall stuff out already. I was at Michael's today. They have a ton of Halloween out already. If there were places where I could just shop for holiday stuff all year round and get it all year round, I understand why that's not a smart decision for stores to make, but I would shop there. I feel like the Christmas tree store was kind of like that. They had other holidays and stuff all year round, but now that's gone too. Oh goodness, somebody's setting off fireworks in my neighborhood. So sorry, I talked over all of the foiling. With the foiling, you want to make sure that the pretty sides are both facing up, so your foil design is facing, or it doesn't have to be up, they just have to be the same. But um, putting the foil pretty side color up and your foilable pattern side up when you put it through, making sure that you're not jamming your carrier sheet in there, that you're letting it get picked up on its own. You want to let your foil and foilable cool down completely before you peel. Perfect. That's exactly what I was hoping for. I love that purple. It's so pretty. And then we also have our reverse image that we can use on a color toner sheet or a white or black toner sheet. Not tonight. I'm on a mission, but in general, we will use them up. Right, Gail? Technically, spooky season starts on the 5th, just in time for my birthday on Sunday. Oh, I love that. That bronze is just so pretty. Okay, lovely. Those are great. They foiled beautifully. Okay, and I think I want white mats for both of them. So let's just go ahead and get that started. Hey, Allie and Irma. Hey, Irma. All right, so 5.5 by 4.25. And then you need to be trimmed down a little to fit in. Right? How much are these? Oh no, that's perfect. I just want like a little mat. So those are going to be perfect. I finally went upstairs and had my kids go through their rooms with me, and we found my my case refills, little butt heads. That's a little off. A Bavarian village. That's cool. Melissa, for Tuesday, fingers crossed, we're going to be finally doing the Stampin' Die of the Month. But if you have any suggestions that have to do with that little bee stamp set, let me know. But that should get here on Saturday, which means even if somehow it gets delayed again, it'll be here way before Tuesday. Also, I have possibly good chicken news. I I'm in a couple chicken Facebook groups and perfect. Look, this is going to be the perfect size to get all of these in one pass. So I'm going to run this through my, what are you? A die cutting machine, my Sizzix Big Shot. Um, Sorry, very scattered tonight. I am in a couple chicken Facebook groups and I've seen other people post asking for advice or like opinions on if their chickens are roosters or hens. Um, and so I took pictures of the chickens today and I posted them in a couple of those groups. And so far, a couple people are telling me that they're all hens, and one person thinks that a different chicken than I was worried about is a rooster. So that's kind of weird, but we're hoping that the other people are right and that they're all hens and we can keep all the babies. That would be great. Okay, so you can see how beautiful. I know I've used one of these emboss and cut ones before. I think it's the snowflakes, and we've had a little bit of a hard time with it. That's just that one or mine. Like the regular, most of the emboss and cuts will not give you any issue. They're so beautiful. One pass through, no extra work needed. Obviously, we're not going to leave them plain. I don't even think we're going to use all of them, but I do think like a little cluster of some kind could be cute, but they need some coloring, they need some shading. And then I was thinking the floral one for the purple because then we can match up the florals. But I think let's take care of our bronze one first. I kind of want to ink them because like, right, I wanted to do a little bit of everything. So let's ink because then we'll ink, we'll color, we'll foil, we'll emboss. Maybe we'll even heat emboss some sentiments. We'll just do a little bit of everything. That's fun, right? Maybe some like antique linen, some frayed burlap, some gathered twigs. That's like a warm, maybe a little like Victorian velvet, or even some old paper that has like a little green to it. Thanks, Jennifer. Yeah, the seashells are so fun. All right, I'm gonna start with some antique linen all the way around the outer edges of this conch, conch, conch. I'm gonna say conch. Probably not even the right kind of shell. Ready? I think we do the same base for all of them and just give different accent colors. go. Oh my goodness. And the big news in Delaware today was that Good Morning America was in Rehoboth. Everybody was freaking out. Delaware was going to be on the news. One of my bosses was down there already, so him and his kids got up and went to go be on TV. So funny. All right, there's a little bit of that gathered twigs. This is looking so good. It's hard to see, right, that like true bronzy color, but the brown looks so pretty with that. I do want to try adding just a little bit of this Victorian velvet to see what that's going to do. Because some shells really do have that like pinky kind of undertone. I like it, but I think I still want some brown too. Just not dark enough. Is it raining? I think it's raining. That's weird. I didn't think it was going to rain. I can just hear like clicking and popping sounds around me. It's very strange. Okay, that has just like a hint of pink to it. I like that. And maybe we'll add a little green. A little old paper. Just to change up that tone a little. I like that a lot. Okay. Let's clean off my glass mat. I kind of also want to add some white accents. I'm just adding a little white gel pen along the edges of our little scallop. Very subtle, probably not necessary, but I'll know it's there. For this one, I'm going to make kind of a little L shape following these artists, well, they're not really artist strun lines, the emboss lines. But it just gives it, you know, a little extra hint of a detail. Because otherwise, these are very quick, easy, simple and I think they hold up really well just the way they are. But if you wanted to jazz them up just a little bit more, that's cute. No, Melissa, I didn't. I had a crazy migraine last night and I did not touch the beautiful and heat embossed um, the heat embossed animals that we made on Tuesday. I still love them, but last night it just was not going to happen. Last night was not the night. All right, I need a little banner or flag or something for my sentiment because we are working on foiled background. I can't just stamp it directly. You could always just cut something out too. Yeah, nothing's clicking. We'll just cut it. Oh, but I said I want to heat emboss, right? So let's check through for our seashells. Caramel latte could be pretty. Shiny penny could be pretty. I'm leaning shiny penny. That looks like it matches really well with our background. All right, we're going to do the You Are Unique Treasure. I'm not sure what color we're going to do for the second one or what we're going to do. So we're just going to finish this whole card. Then we'll go to the purple one. Pickles in a barrel. That's all I see out of the chat. Going in with my Emboss and Watermark ink. I prepped my cardstock with my anti-static powder brush. Fridays are also the days now when I switch up my nails. So I have to figure out what I'm going to do for what my birthday nails are going to be. Shiny penny, such a beautiful color. That looks really good. And I put my heat gun away because I figured we were done in heat embossing this week, but alas, I was wrong. Swap out. go. Beautiful shine and sparkle. Fair warning, my phone, my like face camera might not make it through the whole video. Let's see. I'm lining this up in my trimmer using the little plastic sides. So I know right on this side, the Y was touching this edge. Sorry, I forgot how to zoom in. Okay, and then when I switched it, the E was touching this edge, so it's equal sides. And then the main letters, I kind of didn't worry about the uppercase for the top part, but otherwise the letters are kind of running up against that edge as well. So we kind of get a little help on our equidistant look. Right, I'm kind of thinking something like that. Something like that. Let's get some foam. I think I want a little border, and we've done this before, and I really liked how it turned out. I'm going to go in with some E79 and just drag the edge of my marker along the edge of the paper, or I guess the side of the marker along the edge of the paper. And it's just going to give me like a little frame. Got a little blurb there. Let's see, I think we can make this work though. That's a really pale, like 41. I'm going to go in and just kind of round out those edges, kind of blend over. It might give it like a little bit of an aged paper, you know, kind of like pirate map. But I think that fits. Seashell card. Write your treasure. I like it. Okay, let's start with my sentiment. But I'm going to put my foam tape at the bottom, right along the bottom edge, so that I have room to tuck my seashells under. Let's grab a little T-square. Put my tallest one there just so I can kind of get an idea for how high. There we go. All right, you are a unique treasure. I guess our tall one can go flat. I don't know. I don't want it too like not perfect. That yeah, like that. All right, so you're gonna go in the middle still, but not straight up and down. A little at an angle. I'm not going to press down yet. I guess I'm pressing down now. Yeah, that's good. There we go. You are a unique treasure with our little embossed shells, our heat embossed sentiment, some beautiful foil background. Love it. One card done. Now let's work on some floral shells. Those are truly my favorite from all of these things that I've grabbed. I love them all, but the floral shells have an extra special place in my heart. Okay, rude. So, because I have washi tape that fell over up there. All right, let's get a piece of Copic espresso paper. And I think we're going to color the scallop. Is that what it's called? I don't know. This one. Okay, and we're gonna, oh, I forgot that was there. We're going to try for purple, matching purple flowers and like a creamy shell. Definitely should have put this off to the side. Definitely didn't need to take up a whole piece of paper. Thanks, Connie and Irma, and Melissa and Gail. There we go. This is full of glitter. I must have used it to clean up on Tuesday. All right, we're gonna use Copics. We're gonna use some of those chows, but I want my lighter colors tend to be where I run into issues um, with bleeding with my ink on the very light colors. So we're gonna start with our purples and greens, and then we'll use the new chows for the shell. I have my purple here. You probably can't see it great, but I'm using it to color match. This definitely feels slightly blue violet, slightly BV. Um, so I think I'm going to map out my shadows a little bit with this BV01. So I'm following the artist drawn lines here and then adding in some extra flicks of shading around the center. I don't usually map in my shadows with a lighter color, but because I want to make sure that my color is the best match I can, I kind of feel like this is just helping me get a read on what's going to be the best. So that was BV01. I have some BB02. If you could hear that singing, that was my husband. I don't think that's going to be dark enough. Let's grab, yeah, that's going to be good. We're going to jump up to a BV34. Hey, Brennan. Yeah, there we go. So we'll do the BV34, BV01, which is what we started with, and then we'll do one shade lighter, I think. So just keeping that shadow, that shading concentrated on the middle of our flowers. Yeah, good luck, Brennan. I can probably not even tell you what we've done so far. We did make one whole card already that you missed. So it's got foil, heat embossing, dry embossing, ink blending. That's what we did so far. And now we're coloring to go on our purple foiled. Okay, and then BV 000. From the outer edges of those petals, and I'm pulling that color in towards the center. Pretty. Oh, my phone's down to 5%, guys. Eventually, you're not going to be able to see my face. But the overhead camera and my audio will be fine. Don't worry. All right, let's do a little BG96 for our leaves. And I'm just picking one side to add my shading to. And then under kind of any petals that would be there with these guys. And then going in with BG93. Okay, for our little like berries. I don't know. I want something similar, but maybe the BV34 or so blue. Yeah, that's okay. BV13. Just one color. Just like a little brighter. I think I'm gonna keep the centers kind of like a creamy to yellow. So a little E53 in the middle. And then 51 around the edges. All right, and then now is when we're going to switch over to the chows because I grabbed, they had a bunch of the 30s. 31, 35, 33. Let's try that. see what happens. Okay, E35. I'm gonna run some shadow under the flower petals there because they're in front. These ones are behind, so they don't need the extra shading. And I'm gonna flick in some color right along these ridges. And kind of flick color back and forth around that center point, and then down here on the bottom. So that was 35. Then I'm going to switch to 33. Thanks, Denise. And hey, Cynthia, no worries. Pull that color out a little bit. Thicken up that shadow, but making sure that I'm still leaving a good bit of highlight. We need that white space. Okay. Then some 31. And we're going to have to bring in one more lighter color. I think I got like an E, I don't know, like 000 or something. We might have to bring some of these edges, although I kind of like the white. Where are you? Yeah, an E000. I will probably still leave it light as There we go. So pretty. Zero complaints about the clouds, honestly. For anyone who popped in late, this is the lilac foiled panel that this is going to go on to. So that was the inspiration. So now we need the coordinating die. I think we're going to do the same sentiment. Why not? Sure. Yep, it's that. Layer back in from our embossing cut it folder. And I love how the die cuts around the leaves in those little berries or whatever those are. I always just love that little extra level of detail. right? So cute. Um, yeah, I just think the Urine Unique Treasure is just so perfect. I just love that sentiment. I don't think that I want, um, I don't think that I want color for the sentiment. I think we're just going to stamp it in black this time. Could be the wrong move, but thank you so much, Holly and Frida. Oh, Cynthia, thank you. It probably doesn't hurt that I have colored in this stamp set probably, I don't know, close to 10 times. When I tell you I love these stamps, I've had them for a couple years and I really love these stamps. So this is not my first coloring rodeo with that little shelf. But thank you guys all so much. It's really just following those artist drawn lines, right? Like I didn't create anything, I didn't draw anything. It's just being really mindful about how much pressure you're putting on your brush tip so that you get those fine lines. And then words are hard. And then just following the stamp. Same thing as before, I'm just using the outer edges of my little guard here to help me line up so that all of my edges are the same. We're going to need our T-square back out again. We're going to need our foam tape back up again. Oh yeah, silver would be pretty, but I'm done. My brain's done. I even have more things I should really be working on tonight, but I think when we were allowed to leave work early, my brain was like, okay, we're done just for the whole day. Be nice. It's a little high. That's why we never push down on our foam until we're sure. That looks good. Okay, give it a squish. Foam tape across here. There we go. So there are our two very fun shell cards, seashell cards. For our first one, we used our bronze foil with our new foilables, our embossing cut seashells that we ink blended, and we heat embossed our glittery sentiment in something penny. What are you, shiny penny? Right? And then for our second one, we used the Lilac Cheerfoil on that new foilable with the um, floral shells stamp set. Yeah, I just think these are so pretty. I really love them. I think it's fun to go back through and try, combining some techniques that maybe you haven't combined in a while or used in a while. But I just think these are the perfect kind of cards to have in your stash. Whenever you're always going to need, there's always an occasion, right? This could be a birthday card, it could be a thank you card, it could be an I'm thinking of you. whatever. Great to have in your card stash. So thank you guys so much. Yes, everyone, happy 4th of July. Please stay safe. For Melissa, happy Friday tomorrow. And yes, see how Caitlin colors, very demure, very mindful. That's me all the time. I'm just known as Caitlin Demure Annalie Cards, you know? Yeah, thank you guys so much. I will see you back here on Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern with the stamp of the month, those cutie bees. They're already on the website, so please go check them out if you haven't seen them yet. But we'll be back coloring with them on Tuesday. If you have any other requests for like the occasion for the card, right? Birthday, thank you, whatever, or color scheme or pattern paper to incorporate, you can always leave me comments and requests. I love to see those. Happy birthday, Karen. Was it today? It was yesterday, right? Was it today or yesterday? Happy birthday to you. Thank you. And yeah, I will see you guys back here next week. Have a great weekend. And until next time, happy crafting, guys. Have a good night.